We here now, mugga. We here now. Ain't no going back. I always knew I could do it. The stank chose me. These niggas, they can't hold me. I do it just like Kobe. Writers block over.
Phenomenal day, gang. You already know we are back. Let's go. Woo! Read, remember, repeat. Let's fucking go. Know what I mean? Getting books to y'all, man. Definitely bringing some education to my people, man. If y'all ain't read Think and Grow Rich, y'all should have tapped in, you know what I mean? Make sure you go back and tap in, man. Think and Grow Rich is one of the secrets to life, man. Know what I mean? And I'm telling you, man, so you should listen, man. Know what I mean? We gonna unload this book today, man. Where's that? Curtis Jackson. Hustle harder, hustle smarter, you know what I mean? And that's what we gonna do, man. We gonna do that, you know what I mean? Hustle harder, hustle smarter. Shit, man, I missed y'all. I definitely been reading, still reading a couple of books, but I had to find one that was good for the culture right now, and I think this 50 Cent one is gonna do it for us, man. You know what I mean? Let's go. Hustle harder, hustle smarter. You know what I mean? I see the background, good views. Let's go. Right into it. Introduction. It's a story I've told many times before, but it's worth repeating here. My mother had me when I was just 15 as a single mother. She was forced. All right, let's start here. Sorry about that, guys. Introduction. Y'all see it. Everything organic, man. We ain't stopping them. We ain't pressing pause. We gonna keep it going. For years, people have been encouraging me to pen a self-help book. Even waved a couple of big checks in my face. I always passed. Not that I didn't come close a few times. I even got as far as co-authoring one, The 50th Law, with the great Robert Greene. But I still never felt totally comfortable writing one on my own. I just didn't like the idea of presenting myself as an expert on life. That might sound strange coming from the one who has never been shy about telling you how much money he has, how many records he sold, or the TV shows he's produced. Yes, I've been comfortable sharing my success publicly, but privately, I'm sensitive to the fact that those accomplishments have made my life all the way right. There are many things I've fucked up. Money, relationships, opportunities, friendships, you name it. I've absolutely failed as many times as I've succeeded, which ultimately is the very reason I finally decided to write a book. There aren't many people who have experienced success on the level I have. Within that elite group, even fewer had to pull themselves up from the bottom like I had to. It's a story I've told many times before, but it's worth repeating here. My mother had me when she was just 15. As a single mother, she was forced to turn to selling drugs to support me. For several years, she prospered on the streets, but as they do with almost everyone, those streets eventually caught up with her. She was killed when I was 8 years old, and I was forced to move in with my grandparents, who were already raising 9 children of their own. By the time I was 12, I was selling drugs on the same streets that had claimed my mother. It was the kind of circumstances that knock most people down and keep them there, but I never stopped pushing. I got into hip hop, made a little noise, and then got shot 9 times over a neighborhood beef. That would have been the end of the road for most people, but I was just getting started. I recovered, kept working on my music, and ended up releasing one of the best-selling debut albums in history. By the time I hit 30, I sold tens of millions of albums produced and starred in my own biopic and become one of the first hip-hop artists to create a mainstream brand. I figured I left this struggle behind me once and for all, but I was wrong. Over the next few years, my manager mentor, Chris Lighty, died under tragic circumstances. I became a target for lawsuits, and most of the money in the record industry literally streamed out the door as MP3s replaced CDs. In my unprecedented success, people couldn't get enough of me, even when things became complicated. I grew in popularity, but for the wrong reasons. The forces that built me up were now taking pleasure in my potential destruction. It was never a true rock bottom. Very few rock bottoms are lined with Gucci wallpaper and have Lamborghinis in the garage. But my life felt like it was headed in the wrong direction. So what did I do? I rethought my approach and shed people and excess baggage like a snake sheds skin. I hustled harder and smarter, and then dedicating myself to building a relationship with my youngest son, Syed. I would like to think I also became a better person. Within a few years, I made a series of moves that led to some of the greatest success of my career. I created and produced a hit show for Starz, Power. Soon, I was dominating shows in the ratings the way I used to dominate other rappers in the charts, but Power was just the start of my master plan. This past October, my company, G-Unit Film and Television, Inc., signed a 4-year deal with Starz Lionsgate that is said to be the biggest deal in premium cable history. And that's just one of the many projects I have in the pipeline. The most accomplished and lucky ones achieve success once I've managed to make it to the top twice. In many ways, I'm prouder of my second trip to the summit than my first. It's crazy. A lot of people wrote me off, said that I was done, even to borrow a phrase from one of my albums, Self-Destructed. I saw all of the headlines, heard all the talk, caught all the celebrations of my failures, which has only made my success in the television field even sweeter. It's also what finally spurred me to write this book. I need people to understand that there's no such thing as making it, that no matter how much money you stack, fame you achieve, or success you taste, there are going to be more struggles in the future, more drama to deal with, more obstacles placed in your path. The goal is not just to be successful, it's about learning how to sustain that success too. A skill I had to learn the hard way, and one I'm going to teach you in this book. Today, I'm 44 years old, an age I once thought I'd never come close to reaching. Hell, just making it to 21 seemed like it might be too much to ask at one point. Yet, here I am in my 4th decade with a few grays peeking through my beard and the wrinkles starting to set in. Still got a 6-pack and strong hairline though, but I'm comfortable where I'm at. It's a more mature age, one that allows me to look at my life and accurately assess what's made me who I am. And when I try to sum up my ability to keep finding ways to stay on top, I can see it comes down to 2 main characteristics. I've got the heart of a hustler, and I'm fearless. My primary goal for this book is to help you develop those same characteristics. But before we get into how, I want to talk about those words, fearless and hustler. We're going to stop that right there, y'all. You already know. Let's get in tune. Read, remember, repeat. We are back. Let's go. Y'all enjoy y'all day. We're in Puerto Rico.